Before we move on to questions, although I've had the opportunity to do so privately, I'd like to now publicly extend the warm congratulations of LaRouche PAC to Gerry Adams and Sinn Féin for their very significant victory. I had the opportunity to meet Gerry Adams for the first time some years ago when President Clinton reversed what had been a previously insane policy and brought Mr. Adams to the United States. I was very impressed with him then, and that's no small thing because the last person I was impressed with was Lynn, and I have been with him ever since. But as impressed as I was at that time, I have to say I have never been more impressed than I was at the manner in which both he and his party conducted themselves during the course of what was an extremely difficult electoral campaign. And I think it provides a real lesson for Republicans everywhere. So again, we congratulate them on that victory. The first meeting of the new Irish legislative body took place just 2 days ago. And I would like to introduce Matthew Ogden from LPAC's editorial staff. Matthew is one of the leaders of the editorial staff, and he is going to share with you some of the remarks that Mr. Adams made on that occasion. So Matt, why don't you come up here?
Just so people know, and as Debbie just mentioned, Sinn Féin won a very significant victory in the February 25th election, tripling their seats in the Dáil. The formerly ruling party, the Fianna Fáil, was completely decimated. And now that Labour has joined into a coalition with Fine Gael, Sinn Féin stands as the only opposition party in the Dáil. And Gerry Adams, who resigned his seat in the Northern Ireland Parliament to come down to the south and lead a full slate of candidates in the elections there, of Sinn Féin candidates, received 22% of the vote in his constituency in County Louth, and ranking as one of the very top vote getters in the entire country, out of any candidate in any party in the entire election. So that's a true mandate. And as Debbie mentioned, yesterday in the opening session of the Dáil, Gerry Adams delivered a very historic inaugural speech, which Mr. LaRouche has asked me to read a few excerpts of for you today. And I'd encourage you to read the full speech or to watch it. The video can be found on Sinn Féin's website. But I just want to give you a few selections to give you just a gist. Oh, and much of it is in Irish, but I will only read you the English portions. Sinn Féin is an Irish Republican party. Our primary political goal is a united Ireland. Our focus in this new Dáil will be to advance this goal and to deliver on our manifesto to the very best of our ability and to hold the government to account. Sinn Féin is part of a proud continuum of struggle for a real republic, for freedom and equality, and against oppression which goes back to 1916 and beyond. The economic oppression suffered by citizens under a native government in these times is as unacceptable as that visited upon us by foreign governments in past times. This must be stopped. The Fine Gael and Labour program is a far cry from the democratic program of the first Dáil in 1919. That document declared that sovereignty extends not only to all men and women of the nation, but to all of its material possessions, the nation's soil and all of its resources, all of the wealth and all of the wealth-producing processes within the nation. Sinn Féin will demand that this new government hold a referendum on the banking bailout. Citizens are looking for a new kind of politics, a politics which empowers and includes them, a politics that does not pander to the elites and to the greedy, and seeks to build a new kind of Ireland. It means making a stand for Ireland, standing up for our people, standing up for our country. I am calling on citizens to make a stand for themselves, for their neighbors, for their communities, for the vulnerable, and for the disadvantaged. This is a time for active citizenship, for democratically and peacefully asserting our rights as citizens. There is no more important time, there is no more relevant time than this for Republican politics and core Republican values. The people of this island are no mean people. We live in a great country. There is a genius, a brilliance, a wisdom and culture, history and tradition in our communities. The Taoiseach talks about recreating our proud republic. That means, Taoiseach, giving expression to the words of the Easter Proclamation of 1916 and the democratic program of the First Dáil, which demanded freedom, equality, inclusivity, sovereignty, and the empowerment of all citizens. Change never comes easily. Those of us who stand by the Republic, the real Republic, the truly national Republic, will have our work cut out for us in this institution. But out there, despite the distress, there is a vitality which cannot be extinguished. The Irish people may be bruised, but we are not beaten. And so, my friends, there is hope. And because of that, everything is possible.